From DS Media Studios in Tema, Ghana, this is Two Pesewas. Two Pesewas is a weekly podcast where we cover a range of topics, from buzzing media headlines to music to highlights from the week. Each episode is co-hosted by myself, Peaches, and Eddie. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're back.
Happy New
After
Year.
a short break. Yes, Happy New Year, everyone. It's nice to be back.
Yes, definitely.
We're getting back in the swing of things. I feel like this is the first time I'm doing this all over again.
I know, it feels new, doesn't it?
I know. Anyways, hope everyone had a lovely Christmas or Xmas or holiday, for being politically correct, season, and a wonderful New Year and all that good stuff. Eddie, how was yours?
It was pretty chill. I mean, I ate a lot, but then pretty chill. I didn't do much. Lots of sleeping, lots of resting, so it wasn't too exciting.
I was also avoiding the in its form and the yeah man, you know what I'm saying, squad, and they were really out in the numbers. So my friend was speculating that the reason why town was so packed this year is because last year was an election year, and so a lot of people didn't come.
Right.
So
they came this
everyone
year.
came, and
Makes
it was
sense.
kind of crazy, and I didn't have the energy for it.
I just tried to avoid that
So
crowd.
I
can't
laid
deal with it.
low myself. Anyways,
Cool.
yep. So
Okey-dokey.
back to business.
Back
Here
to
we
business.
go.
Okay, let me go. Let me go first. So in the news, celebrating 25 years of 4th Republic Thanksgiving service.
What's that? I didn't even hear about it.
You didn't. There was a Thanksgiving service to celebrate 25 years of the 4th Republic. Apparently.
Oh, okay.
And when I said, I just immediately got skeptical because I was like, this is another one. Didn't we have a 1 year Thanksgiving service? That was some church service that was had recently. And for me, these things, it's all nice. It's sort of interfaith. Everybody comes together. But I just feel like the funds could have been channeled in a better way.
So did they actually spend
necessary.
money on a Thanksgiving service?
I mean, they must have organized something. I don't think, because I think it was held, I'm not even really sure where it was held. But I'm sure money was spent on something.
So was it just in someone's church? Or
No. It was, I hope I'm not saying the wrong thing, but one of these, was it Independence Square or something? It was held somewhere.
I see.
And I mean, it's all nice. We like to say we are a religious country. I think there were other people there apart from like traditional rulers, Muslims, Christians.
Oh, I see.
They all came together.
They came something.
It is something, and it's not like I'm against it, but I just feel like these sort of big gatherings, at this point, I don't think it's necessary, especially since we just recently had like a 1 year on Thanksgiving service, sort of. So apparently the service was to acknowledge stable democracy, which was a nice thing to do. I mean, we sort of take it for granted. I mean, not everybody has been so fortunate to have like so stable.
But you know what I always say? What's the point of having years of stability if we don't use that?
I know, exactly.
Anything? I guess we're getting to that.
I'm getting there. It's all nice. We're in a little, shell democracy. Oh, we're stable. But then at the end of the day, we still have issues. Ghana is filthy. The money that was channeled into this sort of Thanksgiving service, couldn't they have bought some bins and put around a crowd? For me, this is like, we're trying to show that, oh, God is good, the goodness of the Lord, and it's okay. And we can do that in our homes, we can do that in our churches. I don't think this was necessarily important to have this thing all out there. It's just and I think all the other presidents were there as well.
Really?
It's
Gosh,
like a nice,
right over my head. Where was I?
And it's like a nice little setting, but I don't think it's necessary. The money could have been used for clearing out a crowd which is so dirty. The money could have been used to hire policemen who patrol the motorway for those crazy ones who drive on the shoulder of the road. I just think the money could have been used for other things, many of us believe in God and all that, but let's not use that as a backbone, as a backdrop, not to do anything. We say, let's pray to God for stability and goodness and all that. But we need to do something. Exactly. Let's do something. You can't just pray and then sit back and think that everything drops in your lap. We have to be proactive about things, And so that's my in the news.
Okay.
I'm just so passionate about it. It's like,
you're
like,
right.
Let's do something.
We do use religion as a crutch a bit too much, and we don't necessarily need that to be at a national sort of political level as well. Let's all pray for stability. No, you go do your job better. Thank you.
Do something. Do something.
And you pray in your house for wisdom to do your work. But yeah.
Exactly. So that's my in the news.
Okay. So for my in the news, DVLA has struck again. Yes, DVLA is the like your driving whatever vehicle license authority or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So for people that showed up to register their vehicles for 2018, they got a nasty surprise where there was a 108 CD additional fee for what they say were compulsory first aid kits.
Oh yeah, I had
so
this one.
yeah, so now they demanded that all new drivers, all new registered drivers must also buy the first aid kit, which was being sold through the DVLA.
Yes, I heard that.
So, of course, there was a ruckus and an uproar about it. So, first of all, one minority MP in the NDC said, first of all, these things actually cost 10 CDs on the open market. So,
somebody's making some money on that.
DVLA have no... And then the second point was, why are DVLA it's one thing for you to say, demand that drivers should have compulsory first aid kit. That's fine, because they ask that you have your fire extinguisher and your triangle or whatever. But why are they forcing you to buy it through them?
Exactly. That's
right. Now you've become a commercial retail entity, right?
Somebody's making money off of that, obviously. Yeah.
So then, of course, the DVLA came out and said, well, safety is their priority. I had a good laugh at that.
How about the trotros?
First of all, this is the same DVLA. I would be very shocked if even 10% of the drivers on our roads actually did a driving test and legitimately passed.
Yes.
They sell licenses there. Everybody knows it. I remember one of my friends, this was somewhere in SSS. She was like, oh, yeah. My dad was like, oh, let's just go and get you a license. So anytime you learn how to drive, then the license will be there ready for you. I'm like, we don't even... So, and all these trotro drivers that claim they can't speak English or they can't read and write, all of them have licenses. How did they get them?
How did they pass?
Because that test is a written test and it's in English, and it's hard enough that people fail all the time. But we have all these people, and that's why they're doing rubbish. Nobody actually knows how to drive. So if they were so concerned about safety, well, first of all, haha. But so, it went on and on and on. And then about 3 weeks later, there came a directive from the Ministry of Transportation saying that, one, DVLA did not clear it with them or take it to Parliament or anything, that they just made this unilateral decision. And I'm like, who in there? This is somebody's wife's contract. This is her cocoa season.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, I'm going to milk these folks.
And then so they issued a directive that they should halt the sale of these things immediately.
Somebody's going to sit on a whole lot of...
And I was just like, yeah, they probably have a ton of them back there. And they've got them branded. DVLA, first aid kit.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, next time. I mean, what kind of nonsense is this?
It's Ghana for you. I'm sure these kind of things it happens often, almost everywhere. I'm sure this is just because it sort of came out, but I'm sure it happens all the time. But
I'm like, they didn't even clear it with anybody. They just do they have the authority to do that?
Well, maybe they thought they could get away with it.
But who knows? Maybe they do. Nobody really knows even like the inner workings of what the mandate of DVLA is, how much authority they have to institute regulations in terms of who even knows. But anyway,
that's true.
More ridiculousness. And that was my in the news this week.
Oh, Ghana. Ghana sweet though.
Things are happening.
I tell you. Okay, so we're on to Song of the Week. Yes. And my Song of the Week today, we're going to Germany.
Yeah.
My Germany. Well, not really, but somehow. Anyway, so my Song of the Week is a song called Week.Mamani by a singer called Denalane.
Hey.
She's a German singer, but she's born to a South African father and a German mother.
Okay.
Yeah. So her album came out, I think, somewhere in 2002, and I think she's had like 2 other albums since then. And you could say her genre is classified as more of like soul, R&B, pop kind of. That's the kind of music she does. And the song that she did features Hugh Masekela.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and it's a really good song. I mean, if you're looking for something else, something different, she sings in English, German, and I'm not going to pronounce it. I'm going to spell it in Xosa. I don't know how to pronounce it because I know there's
okay, let's not
click.
even.
Yeah, exactly. So she sings in these 3 languages, and if you're looking for something different, the album is really, really good. Apart from the song Mamani, the other songs are really, really good on there. So check it out. Check it out. Joy Denalane. The album is called Mamani, and the song that I like is also called Mamani.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so and I just want to make a small note here.
Right.
A lot of people have been asking us why we don't play snippets of the songs before, on the show. And the reason is because usually when you do that, you have to get clearance, for copyright reasons, basically.
Yes.
We don't, even though we're like small fish or whatever it is, this thing goes for now, right? This thing is up on YouTube. It's everywhere, iTunes, what have you. And you really do have to make sure you're cleared to use material licensed from other people.
Exactly.
And so we just don't want to have those issues in case anyone ever comes up across us and is like, hey, why do you have my song in there? So that's why.
That's the reason.
So, and it gives you a bit of work to do. That's not bad,
right?
Research
some new music. That's not bad.
The best we can do is start humming the tunes.
We should start doing that.
I know, little acapella versions of the songs. But yeah, so for now, and probably that's how it's going to be. We'll just talk about the songs and have you go look them up yourself. Yeah. So just for people asking. Okay, so for my songs I have 2 songs. So the first one is one of my random off the beaten track songs, and it's one by Nancy Sinatra. Oh, okay. And it's called Bang Bang. It's from 1966. Oh, you like
that? Is it
that
a Kill
song?
Bill one?
Yes.
Oh, I love that song.
Okay, yeah. So, right,
it.
Now I know Nancy Sinatra because I know Those Boots Were Made for Walking, which is one of her very popular songs. But I first heard this song off the Kill Bill soundtrack.
I love it.
And
I love it.
I really like the song. And it was actually written by Sonny Bono, and it was actually originally a Cher song.
Oh, I see.
But just like how I Will Always Love You, people forget that it was Dolly Parton that sang it. Yeah. It's also become one of Nancy Sinatra's iconic songs, and it's just really dope.
Such a good
really
song.
Different, and so go check it out if you don't know it already. Bang Bang by Nancy Sinatra.
It's so dope.
Okay, and so my second song is bringing it right back home to Africa, where we're going to. The song is so there's this show. It's called Coke Studio Africa, and it's actually really, really cool. I think it's a weekly show, and what they do is they bring 2 artists from 2 different African countries, and a well-known producer from a 3rd African country, and they have them collaborate and come up with songs, and they're usually really, really cool. Just seeing the different musical styles and cultural vibes meshing, and it's kind of dope. And this song I'm going to talk about is one of the most popular songs I think that's come out of the show. And it's called Said, and it features Nasty C. And I talked about Nasty C because he was on the particular song. He's from South Africa, a South African rapper. Runtown, who is from Nigeria. We all know him from Mad Over You, amongst other songs. And then a Cameroonian producer called Shadow Chris. Right. So the song is Said. It's like a hip-hop, Afro-beats vibe. And it's actually really cool. The production is really dope, and I really like that song. So go check it out. Said by Nasty C, Runtown, and Bang Bang Nancy Sinatra. That's it for me this week.
Yes. So, what the F? In What the F today, there's a coconut controversy. Coconut controversy. Well, not a controversy, but a little bit of a... Let me put it that way. So in a shop in the UK, apparently some customers were complaining that they were selling coconuts wrapped in plastic film. Like sort of and they thought it was a bit, like coconut is already
comes in a
exactly like that. We don't really need to be wrapping it in a plastic film. So apparently they said the plastic film was supposed to be an anti-steam film, and it's meant to prolong the shelf life of the coconut, apparently. And then again, it can be recycled. So I guess they sort of had a justification for wrapping the coconut. I still find it very weird, but okay. And so, I mean, the bigger picture here is that I've also heard about pre-peeled tangerines, pre-peeled, all sorts of things. And the point that I want to make is we have a lot of plastic wrappings and plastic packaging floating around. A lot of these you cannot recycle. Where are these going to? And then even not to deviate too far, let's come back to Ghana. All these black. Anytime you go buy anything, they give you a black.
Yeah, that's
bag.
become, because do you remember that back in the day, these things were really expensive.
Exactly.
Even the pure water thing, they used to they had this big thing and they take this cup.
Exactly.
No waste. 37 was not the filth hub that it is now, where everything is in some plastic thing.
Yes.
We don't recycle. We don't even dream of recycling. We just throw it on the ground. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and a lot of these things, I guess sometimes they say people they are done for this packaging is done for health reasons or for cleanliness or whatever.
Probably done for aesthetics a lot of the time.
But we have to think about like the repercussions. All this plastic that we cannot. A lot of it is going to the sea. We're not recycling. A lot of the dirt that we have in Ghana is just all these black rubber bags.
If you go to the beach, you'll just cry. They'll
so
come and
dirty.
curl around your ankle and you just come out of the water. Like it's like some sea creature, but it's plastic.
So all these corporations, if they could, think about what they did. If you don't have to package it in a plastic bag, let's not do that. Let's think about the environment, So that's my what the F, the coconut controversy.
Okay. So for my what the F, Tema General Hospital has struck again. So I was on Facebook yesterday, and somebody put up a post about, it was copied from someone else's page, but this is what it said basically, that her friend delivered a baby on Sunday the 7th at Tema Polyclinic, and she was transferred over to the General Hospital. Okay. So when she got there, they told her she should go and get some things for the baby, right? And so this is, I don't know, a trigger warning. I don't know, if you're a bit sensitive to certain things, maybe don't listen. I don't know. But so she went home went to get, I don't know what they asked her to get for the baby. Right. And she came back to the hospital 2 hours later, and they told her baby was dead.
Whoa.
Yeah. So she's like, of course she was traumatized. She was like, what do you mean? Like, and then she's like, okay, where is the baby? And they were like, well, they can't, the nurse was like, she can't show her the baby. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, what's, and then she's like, the doctor isn't around, so you'll have to come back tomorrow.
What?
So, can you imagine? So she said they were going back and forth for hours. And then finally she's like, okay, fine, they'll go and come back the next day. So they went and they came back on Monday the 8th now. And they were like, okay, so where's the baby? And then so finally they went and brought some baby, and they're like, and she's like, she can't even tell if it's her baby now. So that was, and she was, the person was saying she's really frustrated and infuriated by all this. And so, of course, the people in the comments were like, Tema General Hospital is actually infamous for disappearing babies. Yeah. And they said another example of this baby, they told the lady, same thing. After the delivery, they were like, she's, a few hours later, they're like, oh yeah, your baby.
Are they selling babies?
This is what people are speculating.
That
they're selling babies to rich people. They come and say, look, So in this case, they told the woman, oh yeah, your baby died and we buried the baby. And she's like, okay, where did you bury the baby? And they're like, they couldn't show her anything.
This is shocking.
And she was talking, and then this person went to deliver a second child, and the doctor was asking her, where's your, and she was like, oh, the baby died. And he's like, let's see your file. And there was no death certificate, no proof that the baby, nothing. So, I don't know, the healthcare system in this country, especially the government hospitals, is atrocious. But to think, I know there is a formal procedure that one has to follow in terms of, babies being,
Like, how do you bury somebody without telling them?
You can't do that.
No,
Since when do hospitals bury anything?
And don't you usually let the mom see the baby, if anything, before you do anything?
And you say, make your peace with it or whatever it is. And they're supposed to release the body to you for your own. You take it to a funeral home or whatever it is.
Somebody needs to investigate.
And I'm sure, it does. The things, there's something fishy going on there. But just generally, we need to, there has to be greater awareness. There are more repercussions. In America, people will sue
you.
the pants off you. And yes, that has contributed to healthcare there being exorbitantly expensive because of insurance, and just is very commercialized there. But some of these things, people wouldn't dare do it. Wouldn't dare do it.
But here you can get away with it. That's
you sign consent forms for every little thing, Somebody was even saying, this person is my hairdresser. She lost a baby there. And she was like, first of all, they gave her the wrong blood. So she almost died from that alone because they transfused her with the wrong blood. And she's like, the bathroom where she went to take her shower and everything, the shower was clogged.
Oh my God.
And the water would come up to your ankle. She was like, it was just atrocious from beginning to end. And I'm like, come on, we have...
Can't we do better? Can't we...
Health standards. How can you go to a hospital and that's if you go there, you know that you get sicker? What is this?
Yeah, that's why people would rather pay for private, for private.
Yes, and if they can't, then you're at the mercy of these people.
You're screwed.
Anyway, so I'll be following that story.
Yeah,
please
do, and then share what happens, because this is ridiculous.
And to think that this has happened multiple times, people are like, "Oh yeah, Tema General dear." I'm like,
jeez. Somebody needs to do something. Anyway, so we're on to 2 pesos, I guess. So my 2 pesos for this week is not everything is for everyone. I had to.
I said this on Twitter just the other day. Yeah. Not everything is for everyone.
Exactly, not everything is for everyone. And you think this is a given. You think people would know that not everything is for you, but okay. So let me give you a few instances. So for food, for example, I hate palm nut soup. I do not like it. Give me groundnut soup any day, but palm nut soup, But I cannot go to a restaurant or a chop bar where they only serve palm nut soup, and then I go get angry at them that you're not you're not serving, you're serving only palm nut soup. What's wrong with you? Why are you only? Well, what's wrong with you? What kind of mentality do you have that you have to go attack somebody for serving what they serve? If you don't like it, just get up and leave.
Go somewhere else.
Relationships. So you're the guy, you don't like the guy anymore. The guy has moved on. And you're annoyed. You're annoyed that, this guy has moved on. But you didn't like him for whatever reason. He's found somebody who likes her, or she has found somebody who likes her. What's the issue? Move on. Do you have to go make a scene that, but why is he now with this one? Or why did he move on, or whatever? If it's not for you, just move on. Jobs. So, you see a job being advertised. They're offering, I don't know, so-and-so. The salary is so-and-so. You think that, okay, this salary is not for you. So any normal person would just,
move on.
But you go to the HR and go attack them.
And then be like, why this thing is not this low salary? Why you not see it before you got here?
Are people not... I don't understand. Like, for me, it's simple. If this thing is not for you, just walk away. If this thing is not yours, or you feel like it doesn't benefit you, just walk away. It's not always about complaining for complaining's sake, Just walk away. Mm-hmm. So that's my 2 pesos. Not everything is for everyone. Just
so my remix of this extends to just life trends, a lot of trends, fashion, where people will be like, "Oh, this is popping, this outfit, this high waist jeans." This is when I first look. Not everybody's body is made for high-waist jeans. I understand that high-waist jeans and crop tops were a look. But if you know that you got wide-ass shoulders and slim hips and such, don't go and force yourself into high-waist jeans. And it's fine. Some things will come along that you cannot participate in. Please do not force yourself into that area. Just wait for the trend or whatever it is that embraces you and what you have to offer and hop on there. And now social media has got everyone trying to do everything. Say, even some of these social movements or, things that happen online where people are trying to create awareness. Everybody feels a need to add their 2 crusty cents.
If you don't have anything, so keep quiet.
You don't understand the topic. You don't really know what's going on.
Some people don't even read and then they go comment.
And then they go and you're like, hun, this is not what we're even saying here. I remember somebody even put online, why is everyone talking about Mayweather? Meanwhile, it's September. We're like, sweetie.
Can you imagine?
sweetie, this is a classic example. You didn't understand what was happening, and you could have just let it go.
And there's
like,
Google. If you don't, at least go do your
research.
It's in
No,
the
they have
heart.
to say something there, and then they'll quote the tweet and add some. You're like, what are you saying?
People are doing a lot of things for retweets, really.
Yes,
Whether it's
just for attention.
Good or bad reason.
Or
Yeah, just
like
for attention.
my favorite expression, performative outrage. There's a lot of performative outrage going on.
Yeah.
People are all angry. Let me also be angry, even though I don't really know why they're angry or understand. Yeah, let's.
This is crazy.
Stop doing that. Just and I am a classic complainer, but I mean, at least I apply some rationale and logic to my complaints. I don't go and be like, can I speak to your manager? I don't understand why you don't have vegan options. Excuse me. It's a chop bar.
You're like,
if you want vegan options,
go somewhere else.
Like, don't, It's
common sense, really.
Okay, so my two Pesewas. Okay, so this is where it's I would say it's rated 15 and above. So if there are any youth listening,
switch off now.
Now's the time to go. Also, if my parents are listening, now's the time to go get a snack and come back. Yes. So my two Pesewas, and this has actually come up. It's one of those topics that come when you're sitting with your girls. It's one of those topics that comes up quite frequently, and it is, does size matter?
Ooh.
Yeah. Does the size of the cucumber affect your ability to enjoy the salad? Now,
I'm just giggling like a schoolgirl.
So, and this is like an age-old debate, to be honest.
Right.
And so, after doing extensive research and listening to, hey, nobody gets any ideas.
Oh, please, what did I do? I'm just listening to you like...
And conducting interviews with many people, I've come to the conclusion that the answer to that question is no, but.
It's a standard or what?
So, my theory is that people that are, or men that carry a heavy load, if you will, are using that as some kind of crutch that they lean on way too heavily and feel like, yes, I come prepackaged with everything that is needed
so I
to
don't have
please.
to,
so I don't have to learn.
Yeah.
I don't have to ask any questions. Oh, do you like this? I just come with me and my third leg, and I'm just like, yes, I'm an Adonis. I know.
Right.
Whereas men that are less endowed know this and are aware of this, and therefore they develop other skill sets and learn how to use all the parts or whatever it is.
Put a bit more effort.
And little techniques, things and this and this and this that they know can, I guess, make up for the lack of inches, if you will. Do you get it? So I think ultimately those people become better partners, in the bedroom. I really do believe that than those that are like just walking around like, yeah, whatever.
Although I do think that extremes might not be necessarily a good thing, both extremes, like
no, I don't think it should be an either. So here's where my but comes in. I do feel there is a minimum that one has to be working with. Like, size doesn't matter, no, but there's a cutoff. Like, if Charlie, if there's nothing there, then really you can't do anything. Then again, I also say, like, lesbian couples have amazing sex lives, and not one person has any tool, and they find a way, and they're very, very happy or whatever. So yes, but then I feel like that might be asking too much of the regular average woman. Like, oh, but you too, nothing at all.
So, I mean, what can they do about it?
Yeah. We're here laughing. They'll come and say, we're insensitive to people who have not been blessed with. But you see,
there's other things you can do. I just feel like if you don't have that, there's always other things you can do.
Exactly. I feel like women don't actually, like, there's this perception that women are looking for these, horse hung. No. Like, first of all, it's too much work. Like, what's all this? Like, we didn't come here for this. You get it? Like, we just want a nice, pleasant experience here, and you're coming with all this trouble. Right. So no, women are not going to turn you down or turn you away. I think there's this insecurity. I feel like it's men doing it to each other. They go to boarding school and they're like, and they'll be laughing at you. We really don't sit around talking about that kind of thing.
No,
It's
no.
whatever you have, fine. What can you do
Just
with
work
it?
with
Is
it.
the exactly.
Yeah, just work with what you
So that's my two pesewas on size matters. It doesn't, but it kind of does sometimes. But even then, you can find a way.
All right, that's a nice one. Your mom is gonna kill you.
She's like, what? What are you talking about? Who gave you this information? I heard, Mom. I just heard.
I know. That is nice.
So do you shout out?
Today I don't have any. Do you? I don't have
Okay,
any
so
shout-outs
I
today,
do
yeah.
have shout outs. So my first shout out goes to K.3. I believe your name is Kwame. But so you know how up to this point, everybody that we've shouted out on the show has been either a friend or relative who have some kind of emotional connection to either of us and are really invested in, getting the show out there, getting people to hear it. Now, this person is very special in that I don't know him personally. We don't know him personally.
Is it US versus something?
Yes,
K.3.
Right. And he's been so vocal in his support and retweeting and getting people. It's so moving to me. I'm just like, you don't even know us. Like, it's the first time that somebody has just believed in the product without having any connection. And it gives me so much hope that maybe other people can like it this much without knowing us personally and all that. So to you, K.3, thank you.
Yes, shout out. Thank you
so much.
You're
like
amazing.
You don't even understand. Like this is a yes we can moment for me.
Exactly.
Like you don't.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
you so much.
Amazing.
And my second shout out goes to my cousin, Pakwesi Oheneba, who has been like he's the kind of person that will go to a party and be talking to people and be like, hey, do you know two pesewas? You don't? Oh, give me your phone. Let me add you to iTunes. Like he does stuff that I don't even think to do. Beautiful. And he's like, you know how Shatta Wale has a Shatta militant? He's a two pesewas militant. That's all. So shout out to you. Thank you so much for all the support and for getting people to listen by hook or crook. Like it's by force.
Yes, by fire, by force.
So thank you to you, Oheneba, as well. And thank you again, as always, to everyone out there.
Yeah,
we get your comments, we get your messages, we get your, words of encouragement and all that. And we're back. We're going to finish out this season. We have all these plans for season 2. Coming back better, stronger, more dynamic, more interesting. So we hope you take the journey with us and continue to stick through it. And happy 2018. Yay. Let's go get it.
Exactly.
All right. Okay, till next week.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed the episode and you're listening to us on any of our platforms, please give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and we'd also love for you to share this episode with your friends. Let's continue the conversation. We'd like to hear your feedback. Information on how to reach us on our website can be found in the description.